was just past midnight when I started my shift at the diner. Graveyard hours were always the worst. Not because of the workload, it was usually dead quiet, but because of the atmosphere. The buzzing fluorescent lights, the hum of the fridge, and that eerie stillness that made every little sound feel amplified. There were only two of us working that night, me and Carl, the cook. Carl barely talked. He stayed in the kitchen, smoking cigarettes near the back door and flipping burgers whether anyone ordered them or not. At around 1:17 a.m., the bell above the door jingled. I looked up. A man walked in. He was tall, too tall for the doorway. He had to duck slightly. He wore a long, dark coat, even though it was summer. His face, I didn't get a good look at it at first. He kept his head down. "Sit anywhere," I said. He didn't respond. Instead, he walked straight to booth 6. Now, booth 6 had a reputation. Nothing official. Just weird stuff. Customers complaining about feeling cold. Lights flickering above it. Once, a woman swore someone touched her shoulder while she was sitting there. Even though no one was behind her, I brushed it off. Old building. Bad wiring. The man sat down, didn't pick up a menu, didn't move, just sat there. I grabbed a coffee pot and walked over. "Coffee?" No response. I got closer. That's when I noticed something was wrong. His hands were on the table, but they were shaking, not slightly, violently, like something inside him was trying to get out. "Sir?" I asked. Slowly, he lifted his head. I wish he hadn't. His face looked stretched, like skin pulled too tight over bone. His eyes were wide open, way too wide, and completely bloodshot. And his smile, it didn't match his face. It was too big, too forced, like he didn't know how to smile properly. "Do you serve fresh meat?" he whispered. I froze. Burgers? Steak?" "Yeah." He slammed his hands on the table. The plates rattled. "Fresh," he repeated. Louder, Carl yelled from the kitchen. "Everything okay out there?" I didn't answer. I couldn't, because the man was staring straight at me now. Not blinking, not moving, just staring. I'll check with the cook," I said, backing away. As soon as I turned, I felt it. Something was off, too quiet. I looked back. The booth was empty, completely empty. No man, no sound of the door, nothing. I walked over slowly. His coffee cup, untouched, but the seat. The cushion was soaked, not with water, with something dark, something thick. I leaned closer, and that's when I smelled it. Blood, a lot of it. Carl came out. "Where'd he go?" I pointed at the booth. We both just stared. Then Carl said something I'll never forget. "That's the 3rd time this month. Every diner has regulars. But this one, he wasn't like the others. His name, at least the one he gave, was Mr. Harlan. He came in every night at exactly 2:30 a.m. Never early, never late. Always the same order, black coffee, no sugar, and a slice of cherry pie. He always sat at the counter, second stool from the left, and he always tipped way too much. At first, I didn't question it. Easy customer, quiet, polite, but there was something about him that felt wrong. He never blinked much, and he never seemed to finish his food. He'd just sit there, staring at it, like he forgot what to do. One night, I decided to test something. Instead of giving him cherry pie, I gave him apple. He didn't react, didn't complain, didn't even notice. Just stared at it like always. That's when it started getting weird. Around 3 a.m., I stepped into the back to grab more napkins. I was gone for maybe 30 seconds. When I came back, Mr. Harlan was gone, but his coffee cup was still full, still steaming. I checked the door. Still locked. London? Closed. Carl shrugged. Bathroom, maybe. But the bathroom was empty. No one. I felt uneasy. Then I noticed something. Behind the counter. The storage door. It was slightly open. We never leave that open. I walked toward it slowly. Each step felt heavier than the last. I pushed the door open. Darkness. Thick, suffocating darkness. "Hello?" I called. No answer, then a whisper right behind me. "You gave me the wrong pie." I spun around. Mr. Harlan was standing inches away, closer than he should have been, closer than possible, without me hearing him. His face was different, more sunken, eyes darker, and his smile gone. "I'm sorry," I stammered. He leaned in closer. I could feel his breath, cold, too cold. "Don't make that mistake again," he said softly. Then he walked back to his seat, like nothing happened. I stood there, shaking. The next night, 2:30 a.m., he came again. Same order. Cherry pie. This time, I made sure it was correct. But something else changed. When I handed him the plate, his hand brushed mine, and I swear, it felt like touching something dead. This happened years ago, before I worked there. But Carl told me the story one night after too many cigarettes and too much silence. The diner wasn't always open 24/7. There was a time when it shut down at midnight. And one night, they closed like usual. Lights off, doors locked, staff gone. Everything normal. Except, at 2:12 a.m., the security alarm went off. Police were called. They arrived within minutes. Nothing looked broken. No forced entry, but the front door. It was unlocked. They stepped inside. The place was dark, silent. But something felt off. One of the officers noticed it first, a light, flickering above booth 6. They approached carefully, hands on their guns. And that's when they saw it, a man sitting in the booth, head down, not moving. "Sir," one officer called, no response. They got closer. "Sir, the diner is closed." Still nothing. The officer reached out and touched his shoulder. The man's head slowly lifted, and both officers froze because his face was gone. Not injured, not bloody, just blank, smooth skin where features should be. No eyes, no nose, no mouth, just skin. The officers stumbled back. One of them shouted into the radio. The other drew his weapon. But before they could react, the lights went out. Cleansed darkness. They both swore they heard something moving. Fast. Too fast. Circling them, then silence. When the lights came back on, the booth was empty. No man, no sign of anyone. Except for one thing. On the table, a single plate with a slice of cherry pie untouched.